here, and I am live for our weekly hashtag The Pink Life Chat with Super Sue. So now we're just waiting for Super Sue to come on because we have a huge topic, and I'm sure you all have heard already what is going on, and it's a really serious issue. I kind of feel like I've talked about this so much, but this morning it really hit hard. Like, not like I was visibly upset, but, I think, when is enough, when it comes to sexual harassment? How is this going to change things? I'm trying to adjust the lighting on here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to share the live Facebook like I usually do and wait for Super Sue to jump on. Hopefully she'll sign me. So let me do that. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Super Sue and I went out last week. Oh my God, this is bright. I'm looking at the thing here. Necessary.
Hi.
Yay!
Oh my God, I'm trying to set this up. Oh, that's not a good view. Never mind. I'm just gonna hold it. My tripod thing wasn't working.
I had the whole show already.
Okay.
Did you charge your phone?
I charged it. I put on airplane mode and then I'm like, holy shit, I gotta get on to charge it faster. It was a trick that the kid taught me.
Okay, good. So you have enough juice?
Yes.
Good. So I had like this whole conversation. So I want to get your take on it.
Okay.
Matt Lauer.
Okay. Well, I think just in the last few months, I'm sorry, I know I'm shaking.
That's okay.
The last few months, it's just been, I want to say it, honestly, it probably started with Bill Cosby. The whole, sexual harassment and, sexually inappropriate behavior. And then it just kind of trickled to, Hollywood and, in the workplace. And I want to say it's like a very touchy subject, I guess, because you have women that are coming forward and then you have some people that are saying they don't believe them. And I think it's tough because this is the same reason why victims won't come forward, because they know that they'll get backlash or people don't believe them. And you want to say, like, if somebody says something, came forward to me and said something, I'm going to believe them, because of why should I not believe them?
Mm-hmm. Well, if you think about a high-profile celebrity,
like Usher,
you oftentimes,
Usher.
So they might announce that this might happen, because you have women out there that make it bad for the women who are actually getting harassed and victimized.
Yeah.
You have the women out there that want the money and they lie about it.
Well,
and then you have the women out
there with Usher, like supposedly, one of the women that came forward saying that, he transmitted an STD to him.
That is.
And then they, filed a civil lawsuit, and then all of a sudden it was dropped. So I don't know if he paid her off or it was, I don't know, but it's not. So
he totally.
I don't know. It's, and then that same person, or one of the other victims were saying, like, well, we did have sex and but we used a condom. So I don't know if I got, I don't, it's just it's a mess,
Mm-hmm.
I do feel bad for the women that have waited so long to come out. Like, I don't know if this whole Matt Lauer thing is a more recent.
Well, no. So New York Times and Variety magazine have been investigating him for 2 months.
Yes, that's what I heard. So they were supposed to it was supposed to be blown wide open, like, within the next couple of days. But I guess, Good Day. What is it? Good Day. What is it called? The show? Good Day, New York. What? Today
show.
The Today Show, I guess, beat them to the punch.
Well, I have a feeling. Okay, this is all speculation, but I think that because they were investigating him, they probably gave NBC the opportunity to do something about it before they blew it up in the media.
Yeah.
Because they could have
NBC or
scathing.
Is he NBC?
Huh?
Is he NBC or ABC?
NBC.
Oh, okay. I always get all these letters.
Yeah.
Letter network.
So I'm sure they gave NBC the chance to announce it.
Yeah.
That's why they said, because there was one person that came forward, but there was a lot of evidence
showing that
against him.
It wasn't just a one-time incident, that I guess it was multiple times with this one person. And like,
exactly,
if they just said sexual harassment. Now, sexual harassment could mean, something verbally he said, or physically, or trying to use his power, which that's what it is. You're using your power and your status to, to get what, to hurt somebody.
Mm-hmm. So they coined it as inappropriate behavior.
Yeah.
So they could be just saying inappropriate behavior to soften it.
Yeah.
Because if they said sexual harassment or sexual assault, I think would have been bad for their media, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it, but for their viewership.
Yeah.
I'm moving my computer.
And I was trying the comments online, on Facebook, because you have, now all the media outlets are now, reporting it, and some people are saying, like, oh, I don't, I feel so sorry for him, and, and I want, but I want to say, like, well, I'm sure, like, the person that came forward it probably took him a lot of guts to come forward and say, this is a person that's, has a high profile, and, they've been with this, company for 20 years, and, are they going to believe him over me, so-and-so,
So he's like a media god.
Yeah.
If you think about
he's all over
that's why I thought it was big news.
Yeah.
Because Savannah is like the female voice. I mean, there's so many amazing women on the show, but she's like the female voice for the show. And Matt and Al are the male voices, right?
Yeah.
So he's like a media god. So this coming down, and you remember, Fox News had reports of incidents happening with a bunch of correspondence or whatever, and it took them forever to take action.
Yeah.
And I think some of them are still there, but this was like no tolerance. NBC had no tolerance for this, and according to the reports, they fired him as soon as they saw evidence. There was like zero tolerance.
Yeah, like, what was it?
It was
found out Monday. Supposedly it was Monday night. They found out, and then by, I guess, either last night or, this morning, he got his pink slip, or he's on the chopping block, I call it.
So before you came on, I was talking about incidents where I had like sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And I know you have to, like, we both experienced it, even in high school.
Yeah. But you know what? Even on the subway, you walk on the subway, just out in public, it doesn't matter. It's always, it's there,
It's there, but is it, I mean, how do you change society's thinking? So I was saying before that it's in every aspect of a woman's life.
Yeah.
It's at work. It's out when we're, going out with our girls. It's out when we're at the supermarket.
Yeah.
It's there at the playground.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know about the playground. I don't think I've ever had that happen at the playground.
Well, even if you have a dude staring at you, at the playground, like another dad or whatever, is that sexual? I don't know if that's sexual harassment or.
Everybody's going to be freaking out with blindfolds and covering anything. My point is, like, sexual harassment would be like, if somebody makes like a comment to me, like, oh, I want to, do this and this to you, or I've had, guys touch my butt, or grab my butt, so it happens, it's just crazy. And
it's happening.
Sometimes, like, maybe it's my fault. Like, growing up, I would just ignore it, because, like, if you're on the subway and somebody grabs you, you just ignore it,
It's not.
and you're saying to yourself, well, maybe that's probably not the right thing to do, because maybe I should have said something, because they're going to keep doing it to people because I just didn't say anything, but most of the time you're just kind of in shock. Well, like what, like what,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's your fault at all.
Yeah.
It's not my fault, not your fault. I think is that we want to see the best in people, and we don't want to believe it's happening, and that we really don't know how to react in a situation like that, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody grabs your butt, that would be considered sexual assault, because God forbid that happened around Lance. Lance would chop his hand off.
Yeah. About years ago. It doesn't happen now,
Well, I'm saying, like, but still,
At this point, I would just punch somebody in the face.
I can totally see you doing that.
Yeah.
But I've had like times at work in 9 to 5s where I've had guys making comments like, "Oh, this is the pretty crew." If I was sitting there with me and my coworkers, "Oh, this is the pretty crew," or you should smile more. Why don't you smile?
Yeah.
Why do you have to comment on me not smiling?
Yeah.
Why is that something?
Yeah.
And it might not seem like a big thing, but this is a culture that men have to unlearn.
Yeah.
There needs to be a class in college or even in high school on how to appropriately act around women.
Maybe just other parents should just teach their sons how to appropriately treat women.
They should.
That's where
from birth. Yep.
I tell Lance all the time, like, because obviously he's my husband, so it's okay. Sometimes he will grab my butt in front of the kids, and I would say, I'm like, you need to explain to them that this is not okay. You can't just do this to any random girl. That
Mm-hmm.
And even if you, I shouldn't even say, like, even if you're dating them, it's, but it's like I would say to to the kids, like, Daddy shouldn't do that, in front of you guys, because you guys, it's not. Just to let you know, you can't just do this to any random person on the street, because you'll get punched in the face. It's inappropriate.
Yeah. So it's only supposed to happen when there's a loving, respectful relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when it's supposed to happen. Because I think that any healthy marriage, a guy's gonna smack your butt.
Physical. You're gonna you're gonna hug. You're gonna hug and stuff like that. You're gonna like, me and Lance will make like funny comments to each other. I'm not gonna say it now on Facebook because it can be a little dirty. Not in front of the kids though. But but how I throw in those sexual puns every once in a while, in my conversations, so, but but I want to say it honestly starts, at home. What you see is, as a parent, I think it's our obligation to teach and this goes for girls too, because girls can sexually harass boys too, that, how we should be treating each other.
That this makes me think. So the whole thing about being in the playground and a little girl running over to her mom and said, "Oh, Sam over there pulled my hair or punched me, or pushed me or whatever. He's bothering me." And the mom saying to the little girl, "He's only doing that because he likes you."
Oh, I hate that saying, because now you're already instilling that in your kid's head, that this is okay for boys to treat you like that.
Yeah. So I definitely think that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
And I think that's very common in our society. That happens.
Yeah. I remember growing up when we went to Catholic school, how the boys would carry mirrors to look underneath the girls' dresses. You didn't have that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we used to have to wear, like, I used to either wear like spandex shorts or like just like, we buy a pair of like boxer shorts, whatever, and wear underneath our skirts or whatever. But I'm like, but it happens,
I agree.
Yeah.
I remember that in high school.
Yeah.
Because
we went to a Catholic high school. Fucking pervs.
Yeah.
No. Or like,
I remember that
stairwell, and the boys would like look up, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember the days where it was warm and I would like forget to put on my shorts or whatever, And then I'd be walking up the stairs, like holding my skirt.
Yeah. Or you try
You
to
know?
walk along where the wall was instead of like the outer side to see, to make sure like nobody like, but it is what it is. It happens. But like I said, I think it personally just starts at home, like what,
Yeah, it does
and
start,
it's also,
start at home.
it's also, as a person, it's, I think, partly our responsibility to nip that shit in the bud. Like, fine, you better stop.
Yeah, I do think it's our responsibility. I mean, unfortunately, not everybody's raised the same way.
Yeah.
So even parents, some parents don't know any better.
Yeah.
They don't know. They're not, they haven't been taught that by their parents, or it's not something on the top of their brain, or how they have to, what things that they think they have to explain to their kids until they're much older, until they're teenagers, right?
Yeah.
So, but they don't discuss it when they're little,
Yeah.
So my boys, I'm trying to change the light here. I've always taught Jaden since he was little to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
Like, he has his moments and sometimes he's not.
Yeah.
I have to remind, but I've always reminded him he has to be a gentleman, open the door, help women out whenever they need it. But he also knows that he has a strong mom.
Yeah.
And he respects and knows that women could do their thing on their own.
Yeah.
Because he sees it with me, he sees it with Ava, he sees it with my niece Kimberly, he sees it,
Sees a lot of independent women.
Exactly. So it's both worlds. Women have a duty to teach their sons to respect other women.
And men too.
Huh?
And men too have the duty.
Yeah. Exactly. And then they also have a responsibility to teach the little girls to respect men and also to be strong.
Yeah.
So that men know not to mess with them.
Yeah.
Stay away.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a really heavy topic. I feel like we've been talking about this a lot. We talked about this in like 2 different videos.
Yeah.
About sexual harassment, but it's so sad that it's happening on such a high level. Well, you know what? It's happening on a higher level than that, but I'm not going to get into that. It's happening.
I know. It's crazy because you have a president that saying that
we won't get into that.
We'll grab, but that's just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't get into politics because everybody has their own view, but it comes down to how parents are raising their children, what they're teaching their boys, how society. So I was watching. I was on Twitter.
What?
So Twitter. And that's where I check my news. I check on Twitter, and I saw a female ESPN commentator. I forgot her name. It was a young Latina woman. She was beautiful. She was gorgeous. And she seemed very knowledgeable because I went on her Twitter feed after I saw this image. So I went and I looked. I'm like, who is this chick? So she seemed really knowledgeable about sports. But at the top of her feed is a half-naked picture. She's wearing a string bikini with her boobs hanging out, and she's eating a burger. Mm-hmm. And there's fries like between her legs on her crotch at the top of the feed. So
and she posted that, or somebody else posted that picture?
She posted.
Oh.
Somebody took a picture of her and posted it. So it's great that you could show your body.
Yeah.
Right? But then you have images like that in society that say the wrong thing. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like there's mixed messages in everything.
Yeah.
And
like you're saying, like, well, I can't be sexual and smart at the same time. Is that what you're trying to say? Or I can't embrace my how my body looks because there'll be some jerk who'll just, look at me as just a piece of meat.
Yeah.
A brain.
Well, definitely they're going to be looking at her like a piece of meat.
Yeah.
And then there's little girls that are watching her. I'm sure they're not looking at her Twitter feed, but they're watching her on videos, ESPN or whatever. And they
like, I have a big thing about that. Like when certain celebrities saying like, I'm not a how do you call it? Not like a
model.
A role model, but yet you're in the limelight and you have a certain fan base that is a young age or any age, I want to say if you're a celebrity, you're going to be a role model. You might not be a role model, but people are looking at what you do, what you choose to do, what you choose to say, what you choose not to say, your actions, and it's going to, shape, reflect. It's going to eventually reflect somebody. So you are a role model, whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's another reason why NBC moves so fast.
Yeah, because
with the zero, because they're American. They're an American show, American values show.
Yeah.
So they had to move fast on it, because can you imagine those accusations being out there and him still being up there?
Yeah.
And now if it's proven wrong, that's a different story. But if they're, I don't know. So that pretty sure that's why my thing keeps on going off. My battery's going low.
Yeah.
Okay. So stop talking about all the heavy stuff. So what I'm going to do is, we had such a fun week last week when we went out for Black Friday. I'm going to post a video in the comments so everybody can check it out. And I also put fun. We did have fun. It was crazy.
My feet did not have fun.
Oh my God.
My feet were so sore the next day. I think my bunion was like 5 times its normal size. I mean, I could have sworn, I thought I heard my feet say ouch a few times the next day.
So. Yeah, mine were kind of like, they were the sore numb. Like I was trying to crack my toes and it just wasn't happening.
Oh, that reminds me, because last night my back was killing me. It wasn't a reflection from my feet, but my back was killing me, and I busted out the yoga mat, and I was like, Tyler, can you walk on my back? And he was like, okay. And so, normally I have Troy because he's lighter. He's like 15 pounds lighter, so it's not as, Tyler's like in like 90 something pounds. So he starts walking on my back, and all of a sudden you heard crunch, and he was like, did I just crack your back? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it felt amazing. I was like,
oh my God,
keep walking.
You should get one of those rollers. You ever seen those rollers?
Yeah, but then how am I going to do that on my back?
You could do it. So Kimmy can show you.
You would have to do it for me.
Yeah. So no. There's a roller that you like lean on and like you roll yourself on. I have one. Yeah, Kimberly has one downstairs. My niece. So when you come over, I'll show you it.
Okay.
Okay.
I just like.
All right. So. So that's it for today. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because this will go up on YouTube. Download the app on iTunes and Google Play.
And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yay! And we'll see you all later.
All right.
Bye!